In this city of prey, I am the only hunter.
I always say, when life gets hairy, grin and bear it. Hello!
I'm Hunter Harden.
Hunter, pleasure to meet you.
And I'm Papa the Bear. And welcome to The Real Housebears.
I'm sorry, Bear. You talk about housewives a lot. You're kind of a bitch boy.
Oh my God.
But, you know what? What's wrong with being called a bitch boy? But you're a bitch boy. Uh-huh.
Oh,
wait. I called him a bitch boy.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it.
It ain't gonna go good.
I don't. You know what? I am not. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to miss all the gum chewing after Jersey is over.
I'm disgusted.
I feel like it sets a mood.
Yeah, it does. It does set a mood.
It's like the
sure.
sound of like stilettos clocking on like tile walking up to you. It's
Or
just,
the sound of nail scratching down a board.
or just a really fast clock.
Yeah. But I always know exactly what it is the moment you do it. And then there, it's like a cow chewing his cud.
And you know what? I'm such a good actor. I don't even have gum in my mouth, you guys.
I would have never believed that. I would have never, ever believed it. It's so silly.
That is how good I am.
I feel like it's been a month since we've done our last podcast.
It's been a long time. I mean, I've traveled a lot.
It's really only been 2 weeks. Actually, considering I'll probably get this episode out tomorrow, it'll be 2 weeks and 1 day.
Yes.
And but we don't have that luxury anymore because Beverly Hills comes out this week.
Mm-hmm.
So this week we're recapping the finale and reunion episode 1 of New Jersey.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have to also next week come out with the premiere of Beverly Hills.
I won't do it.
And then the week after that will be the final 2 episodes of Jersey, and then Jersey will be gone.
I can't believe that it's already the last day.
Oh, no.
You know, I mean, I don't think we can really complain. We only did every other week. There were only 13 episodes plus 3 reunions, so I don't think that we can really complain. But I thought this was an exciting season. Give me a 13-episode season of all cities if it's going to be...
Especially after we just came off of Salt Lake City's 253 episodes.
Right.
In that last season. Holy crap. It felt like it took forever.
There were 253 episodes.
It's a very specific number.
That's really funny.
But that's what it was.
Yeah, it was a long season, and it just, of turmoil. It was just intense. But, you know... We had a really great situation yesterday. You know, on Sunday, it's typically our day to go find a place to have maybe a brunch or late lunch for us, actually, and a beer. We like to find a place that preferably makes their own beer or just has a good selection of beers on tap. And so yesterday we went back to Wasatch Brewery because we knew they had a beer there that we liked and a food that we liked, and that we knew there was a listener there that we would like.
Well, the last time we were there, he didn't introduce himself to us, but he told our waiter that we were super famous and funny. So he sent us a message after we called him out, and this time he came out and said hi. And he was very, very nice and
Actually,
fun.
the moment we walked in, there he was up
there.
the front. So,
And he's
Brett,
like,
hi, Brett.
Yeah, hi, Brett.
It's like one of those one-named, like Beyonce and Madonna.
Brett the Third.
Yes. And Brett immediately brought us tater tots.
Which is your love language.
Like
tater tots.
my 3 love languages are tater tots, nachos, and peanut butter.
And we could combine all 3 of those.
So that was a great start. Also bought us our beer, which
it was very sweet.
was just very hospitable and kind and sweet, and it was a great experience. So thanks, Brett, for...
and possibly getting us some new listeners. He told everybody, he's like, add them. Go on, add them.
So thanks.
Because they were all probably like, they are so hot. Oh my God. They have a podcast too? Oh my God, I'm going to listen to it.
So it was unlike any restaurant that the Housewives saw in Nashville.
Well, you know what rhymes with Nashville? Smashville.
Yes, it sure does.
And you know what else rhymes with tore down? Showdown.
I don't know. If that's I don't think that would work.
You know, you're really smart, right? Do you claim to you like you say you are, right?
I don't think that one worked out so well.
I jumped ahead of myself because you said Nashville, and I was looking at Smashville in my notes, and I was like, "Oh wait, there's Showdown in there too."
I give you a B+ for effort at least.
I was really trying. That was hard.
Yeah, let's just not try to rhyme. Let's just not try. We got Smashville.
Wow, is that what you would have said to like Shakespeare? That's just not rhyme. Let's just not do it.
Yeah.
Let's just be stupid.
I'm like, Shakespeare, you don't know what you're doing. Shut up.
Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe, shut up.
No, rhyming is not necessary.
You know, other poets that I might... Shel Silverstein, shut up.
And all the lyricists of all the songs I've ever sung.
Calvin and Hobbes writer, shut up.
Does Calvin and Hobbes rhyme?
Sometimes.
I didn't know that. Anywho, let's go back to Smashville. We left off with Teresa's apology to the group, but not to Margaret, about losing her cool, and I feel like that was so long ago. But I'm surprised that this episode actually started off the next day. Like, they really did truly leave that cookout that Dolores had, and everyone just left and went their own ways. Like, there was no more drama after that whole situation.
Yeah.
So we're at the big rental house. There's a chef arriving to make breakfast.
And what's his name?
Was this one was Hunter? Was this the one that was Hunter?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I knew that there was a Hunter, but I didn't remember if it was this one or not.
Wow. That's all I have to say.
On dirt. Thanks, buddy.
And Frank asked Dolores how she slept, and she said she slept well. Whereas in just the episode before, she said she never sleeps. So I've been having all of this worry about Dolores. Well, I mean, I am now that I know that Dolores is sleeping.
Well, good.
I mean, I guess it's all good, but I felt a little betrayed.
I mean, even Jesus has to sleep. Everybody sleeps.
I've been worried about nothing.
Yeah.
But Dolores hired the chef. They also have plans to take one of those, like, mobile bars that you pedal.
You pedal on?
People didn't understand what, like, bike riding. Like, I don't think anyone here understood what they were actually doing. They all thought they were, like, bike riding. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I guess you are kind of technically in a way because you have that contraption.
You're on a contraption that is a bicycle.
Yeah. Dolores tells Frank that Margaret is fired up because she didn't get the apology she wanted, and then cut to Melissa and Joe talking about it. And Joe is proud of Teresa for apologizing.
Joe, my goodness.
You know, you really do have to kind of lower the bar and make concessions for Teresa.
But that's not okay.
No, of course it's not. Jackie's going to try to eat a little bit more today. She hasn't quite gotten there mentally where eating doesn't mean that she's not going to be fat. I get that. Mm-hmm. I get that. So everyone goes down for breakfast, and then, I do see I have lots of Hunters there. That's where I was going to bring up Hunter.
Oh, see, you should have brought it up the second he was mentioned.
Well, you did. So I didn't need to.
Yeah, that's true.
So they're getting ready for the bike ride, but of course Tiki can't come.
He can never come because he's always working.
How are you gonna keep Tracy on the show if you're never there?
I know.
Because I don't think people are responding very well to Tracy.
But I know. But when Tiki is on the screen, he like dominates the screen.
Yeah, he does. So Joe and Melissa call Teresa to see if she's coming. Joe tells Teresa for how proud he is.
Oh my gosh!
And Teresa's like, "You know me. If I apologize, it comes from the heart."
It does it? Yeah, does it? Listen, there's nothing that she says is truthful. Like, none of it. It's just a new rule or a law that she makes every single time she speaks.
And if she is standing firm that her apology was also for Margaret, then we know it didn't come from the heart.
Exactly.
So cut to Margaret and Joe B talking about how Teresa can't give a genuine apology. There is a little joking about Joe B being Dolores' boyfriend. And then Frank says, well, it wasn't okay when I did that. I got kicked out. And Dolores is like, well, what about all the massage parlors? What about that? And then Jennifer's like, what type of massage parlors were they?
He's like, good ones. They're good.
Yeah, you always had a happy ending at those massage parlors.
I hate watching them eat breakfast because it makes me breakfast food makes me so hungry.
You know I love my breakfast proteins.
They had big old sausage links.
You like a sausage every now and again.
And eggs and bacon and breads and mashed potatoes.
It's almost like a mashed potatoes.
I mean, hash browns.
I was like, what kind of breakfast is that?
Hash browns.
So Margaret brings up to the group about Teresa's apology, and they bring up how, like, Jackie accepted Teresa's apology last year, and Jackie was like, kind of not really.
Yeah, it was basically just like, what else am I going to get from her?
Yeah, I'm going to accept it because I know that's the best I'm going to get, but I ain't buying it.
And plus, I just want to keep some peace in my life after all that.
And then there's a little bit of a debate about how much accountability Margaret should take. Can't Margaret at least say, okay, Teresa, maybe I asked too many questions? Which, I mean, I really don't think she did. She asked it twice. I can recall twice.
And it was what everyone else was talking about.
Yeah, and it's just Margaret trying to... But Teresa's like, if you ask a question, that means you're insinuating something. Well, Dolores is done talking about it. She's like, listen, if you don't want to be around so-and-so, then don't be around so-and-so. But everyone's invited to everything. I'm getting out of here. I want to go shower.
Everyone shut up.
Watch The Evil off, and let's go bike riding. And then they all get dressed for bike riding, except for Margaret. I mean, Margaret's like in her sundress.
Yeah, she has no plans to even be like pedaling.
Well, when they get to this sprocket rocket, it's called, she and Joe B get to the back seat where they don't have
it's
to
just
pedal.
a bench. Yeah, that's awesome.
Smart her. Smart. Teresa and Louie do show up with her love athletic wear.
What's up?
Her Forever 21 metallic jumpsuit. Like, what is that?
It's from her own line. It's from her own line.
My God.
When she showed up, you audibly went, ugh.
Yeah, it was too much. Just, ugh.
And especially
And
because
it
she's
says
not
love all over it. And she's like, I come here, I'm going to be like love. You guys are, I'm just love. I'm love. And she's like, no, you're hate everything.
No, because she says that it's true.
It's not true.
But she does say hello to Margaret.
Whatever.
So the drinking rule is they have to drink at every red light.
Yeah.
Now, did you see that recently? I think I told you actually in the news just this week. One of those like fell over, and the guy in charge got sued
Because they probably were rocking it back and forth. Because did you see they were doing that one point?
and I think they were going around curves too fast. All 15 people on it got injured. Every single
they
person.
shouldn't have been pedaling so fast.
I guess not. But they do end up at Hattie B's, and my gosh.
If you notice in that scene where they're all pedaling and stuff, Frank is barely pedaling. Poor Frank. Their cardio is not in his vocabulary. His workout schedule, nothing.
Yeah, no, I relate, Frank. I'm working on it. But they end up at Hattie B's. This is the most important part of the episode because I love a Hattie B's.
I want to go.
It is the most delicious fried chicken. Every time I used to work in Memphis a lot, and I know at least one Hattie B's in Memphis, maybe even two, don't quote me on that. But, oh my gosh, their fried chicken and their sides, like pimento cheese, mac and cheese, like it's so good.
I love it. Amazing.
But they have them in Atlanta, I know. They obviously have them in we're going to be in Nashville.
Yeah, we're going to have to go.
Oh, yes, we are. And because we're going to have to find out. Now, any Hattie B's that I've ever been to does not have reservations.
No, none of those places. They're so busy, they don't take reservations.
And I've never known them to have a full bar. The one that I went to, I don't think maybe served beer, but I don't even know if it served alcohol. So I gotta check out.
We'll check it out, Nashville.
Yeah,
we'll check it out. We'll sit exactly where they sat,
Yes.
and we'll eat that hot chicken.
You get the hottest chicken every night.
Like, no, my mouth was burning when I looked at it.
I don't get the super hot stuff.
I can't.
No.
I can't even. I can barely put Tabasco sauce on my stuff.
But it is great, delicious chicken.
But Joe, he definitely wants to have a hot chicken. He's always needing to try to like puff his chest up and like try to get these guys to do anything.
Men have
it's
to
fun.
always prove their masculinity.
It's a small man syndrome a little bit.
Giant men do too, though.
Yeah. Men in general.
But I do not have anything to prove that's going to make me want to eat that stuff, destroy my stomach,
I'd be like,
pardon
that's
me,
not fun to
destroy
me.
my butthole.
Yeah, that's not fun to me.
I'm not interested in
That's not fun to me at all.
That.
You could always tell when Melissa's really drunk, especially day drunk, because she starts like dry humping everybody and she hangs. Yeah. She expects them. She uses them all as poles and she just hangs.
I'm all over it. She can hang and hump me all she wants.
If there was If there was any woman that I would want to go drinking with, it'd probably be Melissa. I think she would be fun. I would love to do it with Jackie and, well, I don't know Jackie very much, but like Margaret. I would love to hang out with Margaret. I know she doesn't drink, right?
No, but well, she does in this episode. We're going to talk about that.
Oh.
We're going to talk about that. Yeah, if I was drinking with Melissa Gorga, I would be quoting her own songs to her all day for one thing.
And I love it when girls hang all over me. It's fun.
Yeah, me too. Especially, well, yeah, any girl, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just like it when girls hang all over me. It's fun.
Melissa tells Teresa that she wants to have a good day and she doesn't want anything to happen. And plus, Hattie B's is certainly not a place that's big enough for you to have a ruckus. But Teresa's like, well, no, I want to talk to Margaret right now.
Teresa just can't even fake it. She can't even just have a situation where she sits down and eats food. Just her seeing Margaret at the other table is upsetting her.
And Margaret's like, Teresa, we can't have this conversation right here.
Because it's not going to be a normal, easy, like, oh, I see your side. Oh my God, I see your side too.
There's
Let's
too
be
much
friends.
to say. There's too much to say.
No way. It's
This
just a bad
isn't the
idea.
place. But Teresa's like, no, we're going to do this on my terms.
Teresa's like, this is the perfect time to do it.
Well, luckily, it doesn't happen. It doesn't. They separate. The food comes. Those hot wings look terrifying.
It burns my eyes looking at them. It hurts.
It gives me heartburn
Yeah,
immediately.
it hurts my eyes,
And Bill's
my
like,
mouth.
let me try on a French fry. I'm in.
Bill won that whole thing.
Bill wants to eat the sun.
Bill's like our friend Mary.
Yeah.
Mary just wants to.
sun.
She wants to lay around on the sun, and she wants to eat something that hot.
Yeah.
She wants to cook from the inside out like a microwave.
And from the outside in. She
wants
to
it
be
all.
well
She just
done.
wants the whole thing cooked
Give
in
her
a nice.
heat. Give her heat.
My eyes are burning, my mouth is burning, my nose is burning.
So they have a food contest. Evan wimps out. He didn't do the bowl, and he didn't do the food contests.
Listen, Evan, you got to be a team player if you want to make memories.
Even Jackie did the bowl.
Yeah.
But anyhow, we know that Bill Aiden won that contest.
I love it. How do you see when they're eating it? They're trying to keep their lips off of the chicken while they eat, especially watching Joe with his little fingers trying to eat this chicken wing that's as big as his hand.
Well, that was really sweet of Bill to agree to tie.
Because Bill was winning.
Yeah,
Bill
yeah.
won that easily.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, he was watering and stuff, but he could have kept going.
Yeah. And then everyone talks about how much it's going to hurt coming back out.
Yeah, the bathroom situation is going to be rough the next day.
Yeah, they get back to the house, and all the guys who ate the hot chicken do not feel so well.
And Melissa's drank too much, so she's carried it.
Joe even tried to make himself throw up.
I love it that his short, stubby fingers weren't long enough to make him throw up. And so he deep-throated that fake dildo to
That
throw
Frank
up.
brought in.
Yeah.
Frank's like, here, use this. So stupid. And now they're already going to dinner. It looks like maybe like a Bobby Flay restaurant. I think I saw something that said Flay.
It just said Bobby restaurant.
Or
that I
maybe
saw.
Bobby. That's what I saw.
Ew, live
it's
music
a
at a
beautiful
restaurant.
space. It's a beautiful space. It's a great atmosphere.
I'm just not a big fan of live music at restaurants.
Me neither.
Okay, the only time I've liked live music at a restaurant was when we went to that really good breakfast cottage that's up at like Cottonwood, and it had those two lesbian couple that was singing like 90s
That was up
acoustic
at Bruce
songs.
Steiner.
Yes, using that. They were singing 90s acoustic songs.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is.
Yeah, it was nice and it wasn't in the way.
quiet.
It wasn't in the way.
We were sitting right next to him and we were able to talk.
Yeah,
it was awesome. I like
want
that.
to be able to talk at dinner. Well, Jennifer continues to try to convince Margaret that she should be appreciative of the small gestures that Teresa has made.
These tiny.
And Tracy's like, we're not going to reward her for just being a good human being.
Thank you, Tracy.
Yes. I really like Tracy. I really like that
She's kind of a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, but I don't know if she's going to make it. I don't know if she'll
know.
make it. And Jennifer suggests that Teresa, like, it's a participation trophy. I'm like,
It's true.
Well, there
That's
it is.
exactly what it is. It's just like, oh, she gets a participation trophy and gets rewarded for it.
Yeah.
No.
of course, as they're talking about Teresa, that's when she shows up.
And Louis wearing that affliction pants strip
He
that
is
so much
wearing
glitter all
a
over it.
blazer with his vertebrae and crystals in the back. It's like a spine going out, isn't it? I was like, is that his vertebrae?
I don't
and
know.
crystals?
All it is he's one of those guys that wears affliction.
That's why I put
And
why is
Julie-
Louis wearing a jacket with a crystal spine up the back?
That's probably why she got him a bracelet, is because he's that guy. Not saying that those guys are bad. It's just there's those guys.
Well, Louis calls Joe Gorga aside pretty quickly and asks Joe's blessing to propose Teresa when they go to Europe next week. But before Joe gives his blessing, he's like, you got to clear up the past with me real quick.
And so he's like, oh yeah, okay, I've got a lot of thirsty ex-girlfriends out there. Is it true? I don't know. But you know what? They're really bad thirsty hoes, and they just want to get a piece of the looster.
Did I make a bad decision? Maybe once.
Yeah, like, what? Okay, what bad decision was that? Stabbing your girlfriend? Or what was
And
it?
Joe's like, okay, well, all that makes sense. You have my blessing.
Oh my goodness gracious.
So as long as you didn't stab anybody, we're good.
Y'all. Oh, it was your other girlfriend that was the crazy one.
Right. Oh, she stabbed her.
Oh,
Yes.
good. Oh, that was such a good deflection that I've completely forgot about all the craziness that you have coming out against you.
I would be like, you know what I would say? I would be like, Louis, how dare you pull me away from those chicken and waffle lollipops?
Okay.
That's what I would say. I
wanna
would say,
ma-
I don't care who you marry.
So-
Why in the world did you pull me away from those? And if there is a syrup side for me to dip it in, I will never let you marry my
Ooh,
sister.
what if they have different types of syrup, like a bacon
I'm sure
syrup
they
and
did.
like
I'm
a
sure
flavor,
they did.
like even a hot jalapeno syrup?
I already don't forgive Louis for this.
I'm
Now that you
already.
say-
I'm
now that you
even more.
say that.
He needs to go to jail. Period. He should go to jail
Like nothing intimidates me.
for not letting us have some of those chicken
And
waffles.
we weren't even there.
So was it like chicken, like rolled up in
I bet-
waffle, like
yeah, better.
batter,
I
and
bet
then
it was
deep
like
fried?
a corn dog, but with chicken and waffle batter.
On a stick. Hey, meat on stick is from Utah. You bring that stuff to Utah, y'all.
So, I mean, I really kind of lost track of what happened through the rest of the episode. Once we got to the chicken and waffle, I really didn't care, except that Margaret is drinking because twice I hear her say, I'm going to have another Saint Germain. And Saint Germain is like a floral type of liqueur.
You know who Saint Germain is too? He's also a character on Castlevania.
Well, I'm sure he's
And
lovely.
He wasn't the best guy.
Well, there you go. So I was shocked that Margaret was drinking.
I'm disgusted.
Teresa asked Joe and Louis what they were talking about. And
Hey, Louis, what were you talking about with Joe over there? Was he being nice to you?
we were just cleaning up some things.
We're just cleaning up some things.
Teresa's like, well, I'm sure it was about Margaret. Margaret, let me talk about Margaret. You know about Margaret? If it wasn't for Margaret.
That's
Exactly.
That's all it is.
So Teresa approaches Margaret and asks her to talk, and this time Margaret is game. So Teresa tells Margaret that she should have come straight to Teresa when she heard stuff, and Margaret's like, I did. I immediately told you.
I know.
And Teresa's like, but I don't want to talk it at all to bring attention to it. And Margaret tells Teresa again, I was giving you the finally, Margaret said it. I was giving you the opportunity to get ahead of it. Mm-hmm. I wanted you to talk about it on camera.
Before
and
everybody
clear it.
was talking behind your back about it. Oh, my
And then
goodness.
Teresa admitted that she lies, that she had seen the stuff. And she had seen the video. The conversation gets heated. There was a moment where it seemed like it was going to be good, but then it went out of control. Teresa thinks she's been a great friend to Margaret, even despite, having Danielle Staub pull her hair.
I mean, Jesus.
Margaret tells Teresa all of the ways that she's been.
I
horrible
mean,
to her.
come on. Jesus Christ.
Louis ends up coming over, then Joe Benigno comes over. The conversation is over very quickly, and Margaret just walks away.
Ugh. And Louis has to say, have a good night. He's such a prick.
She makes you work too hard for an apology.
When do you have to do that, huh, Teresa?
Oh, I don't know, Louie. I think she's just a bitch. You're so amazing. You're so...
And I still don't think... I don't think that Margaret... I really don't think she has anything to apologize for.
She doesn't.
That's insane.
This is pure
Louis has
insanity.
had enough. He wants to get in their private jet and go home.
Yeah, because we want to go to our, 50,000 blah, blah, blah square foot home because we're, badass because these people are losers.
How lucky are we?
Oh, look, we get to go have fun and be in love. How's that, honey?
How lucky is that? Let's go move into our 50,000 square foot house, all right?
God, he's such a tool.
So they leave, and that's pretty much the end of the episode.
My goodness gracious.
Except for our, end of season wrap-ups. Teresa and Louis went to Greece. She finally got a question she didn't mind answering.
Oh, my goodness.
She said yes.
Is this a dream or is this really happening?
Margaret is starting an alcohol-free beverage line, focusing on popping bottles instead of love bubbles.
That was funny.
Oh, God.
These aren't cheesy at all.
No.
Melissa hasn't missed a football game since Antonia returned to varsity cheer. She's much happier shouting from the sidelines than shouting over her friends.
That was really good.
They're doing so good at this.
Thank y'all. Dolores moved out of her townhouse and back home with Frank and the kids. She's finished the renovations and moved on to her next project, her new boyfriend.
It's a Jersey miracle.
Jennifer and Bill continue to work on strengthening their marriage. Bill is working on more communication. Jennifer is working on less retaliation. She needs to work on that with everybody.
Let's cheers to that, baby.
Jackie, who they say is being demoted to friend of this next season. I'm like, it's everywhere.
Oh, no.
Jackie is making progress with her eating disorder, maybe not after she gets demoted. With Evan's love and support, she's feeling healthier and happier.
That has never happened before.
And then the last one is Tiki is in love with Corey.
Well, obviously this is going well.
I didn't see that part.
You didn't see that one?
I think you must have missed that Frank wants me to break his other bedpost. Did you catch that one?
That was good. That was a good
that one was
I'll
in there.
take that. That was good. You outdid me there. That was good. I like that. Well, though, I thought it was a jam-packed 13 episodes. I enjoyed this season in New Jersey, I think, better than last season.
Yeah, it was action-packed. It was quick and easy. They didn't drag the thing out too much. And we got no resolution, so...
Yeah, the reunion is about ready to be fired up.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, so we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we will come back and recap Reunion Part 1.
Bye.
I have to go pee. I drank a lot of water tonight.
We'd like to give a shout out to our sponsor, Anchor by Spotify.
If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, let me give you a rundown. Basically, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Here's how it works.
Anchor lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or your computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today.
Then you can distribute your podcast to the most popular listening platforms, including Spotify, with a single tap. Anchor is also the only place you could publish video podcasts to Spotify directly.
With Anchor, creators can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions.
And best of all, Anchor is totally free.
Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Today. Well, yeehaw, everybody. We're here at the Reunion Part 1.
This makes me want to go to Nashville.
It was a very lovely Nashville set.
It is. I like the Nashville set.
Yeah, I like the Nashville. They've been really stepping up the set game.
I wonder where the sets go after they're made.
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, they're part of probably NBC, so they probably just go to some prop department or something like that.
Blocker or something.
Yeah. Let's talk about reunion looks for just a little bit. I touched on it when the reunion looks came out, but we didn't really talk about it. And I have different opinions than I did before.
Oh, my.
Like, originally when I first saw them, I was like, oh my gosh, there was not a single miss in the group. But now, I really don't like Teresa's jumpsuit.
Ew, yeah.
Like, I liked it from far away. I liked it from far away, but I don't like it all up close. I love that she's not afraid to wear a jumpsuit. I love she's got a hot bod, and I like the way that she wears those clothes. But that thing was hideous. I'm also a little bit triggered by feathers after the Salt Lake City reunion.
Yeah, Jen Shaw.
And Meredith Marks. I would say Meredith Marks. And, well, yeah,
Meredith Marks more, but...
But, so Jennifer Aden's, like, feather cuffs, I was like, okay, I don't want that. I thought Dolores looked really super sexy in her dress, but I think it was a little bit too sexy for a reunion.
Her décolletage was too low.
Well, and the side cutouts, and it was just a little bit sexy in not a good way, not a reunion way. I mean, it's okay to be sexy, but I didn't find it.
You could say it.
Reunion sexy.
You could say it. You should dress like a slut.
The dirty laundry always comes out in the wash.
I know that's what you want to say.
Well, and then Melissa Gorga, I thought she looked hot. It was a little bit kind of club wear, but she looked hot. Jackie Goldschneider, she looked great. I have nothing to say about her. And Margaret.
I liked her outfit.
And Margaret, I liked hers as well. But again, at first glance, I felt very differently than I did after staring at them. Now, I watched this reunion episode 3 times. I've seen it twice. So I've seen it a lot. But again, that Nashville set looked great. We're starting with our intros. Jennifer Aden is taking her chin out.
Yep.
Her nose is looking good.
It's all right.
I don't notice it at all, really.
Nah.
I don't notice it.
In some angles, I do see it too much.
Jackie's having great progress in her therapy.
Good job.
Yeah. She has included a medical nutritionist.
You better.
I want a nutritionist and a cook.
Well,
that would be great.
If we have that money, I would promise we can do that.
Right. Teresa acquired an engagement ring, but lost an appendix. He's like, Teresa, Andy's like, I'm concerned. Because you just had appendix surgery, you're not allowed to yell, you're not allowed to get excited. And she's like, oh, I don't plan to. And he's like,
have you met you before at a reunion?
Have you met you?
Do you know yourself at all?
Seriously, she is in denial of everything in her life.
Dolores has a new man. They've been using the L.
Ooh, the L, she loves it. Ooh, Dolores and this mystery man sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. First comes love, then comes man.
Oh my God. So we get into Dolores versus Jennifer, which I didn't realize was a thing.
I didn't know it was a thing either, but geez, Jennifer doesn't like Dolores, and Dolores is like, I'm over this little brat.
Yeah, it was, and there's a little bit of Jackie versus Dolores about where Dolores called Jackie this.
Yeah.
But
Jackie and Jennifer are like, we fight for a second, but we're good.
Yeah,
like,
Jackie and Dolores. Jackie's like, I didn't think that Dolores was actually going to hit me.
No.
But they talked to Jackie about her befriending Jennifer early in the season. And Jennifer interrupts like, oh, so Andy, wait. Are you saying that Jackie went through the same thing I did? And Jackie's like, no. We didn't know. My husband didn't cheat on me, so we didn't go through the same thing. Someone made up a lie that my husband cheated
Jennifer
on me.
chimes in a lot in this season, and I'm just like, if you're not involved, shut up.
But I think Jennifer Aden does have good reunion game. You remember her, whether you hate her or love her.
She's staying on the show for sure.
Yeah. And Dolores explains that Jennifer actually told her, remind me not to cry.
Yeah. So that was missed from it.
But Jennifer turns it around and says that Dolores had a hidden agenda.
Oh my gosh.
And that there's all kinds of ugliness between Dolores and Jennifer that really surprised me.
Like Jennifer's been talking crap about Dolores on podcasts and stuff already. It's like, Jennifer, geez.
Dolores is like, well, yeah, I mean, I'm real about you, but I always take up for you. And Jennifer's like, my friends would never say anything negative about me. My friends would never, say, even though Jennifer's not good, I support her.
Oh my God.
And Dolores like, well, I don't need to be your friend if I have
Yeah.
to disagree with everything that you say.
Gosh.
And then it turns into a question somehow of if Jennifer is happy in her marriage. And Jennifer's like, well, I was happy until Margaret brought it up. And then there's other people yelling about marriages.
Yelling
and
fest.
there's a big, and then I kind of lost track of what we were talking about.
What was going on, yeah.
But then we bring it back to, what about Jackie talking about Bill sticking the dick?
How about you don't stick your dick in someone else?
Yeah, oh my God.
Teresa butts in a lot here. Mm-hmm. Teresa loves to find any way that
She could pin anything on Margaret.
or on Jackie.
Or on Jackie,
because she's still trying to defend herself from the whole Evans situation.
Oh
last
my
season.
gosh, yes.
So because Jackie said something that was ugly, that makes her a bad person. And Jackie's like, look, y'all talk about the most obscene things, and you're worried about me saying dick?
Yeah.
Calm down. Like, this is not a big deal. And Teresa's like, well, that's not very classy.
I think you're not classy.
You're not a classy woman. Yes, classy women throw tables at dinner on people. Yes,
Yeah.
that's classy.
Yeah.
That's class. My goodness, Teresa.
And then an analogy comes back up.
No, I can't. No. Even Andy's like, no, we're not talking about this analogy bullshit.
3 times in this reunion,
Yes.
Andy has to say, I am not going to relitigate that because Teresa brings up things from like season 3.
I don't want to relitigate it.
She was bringing up stuff that I don't even know who those people are.
Yeah, you don't even know.
I've seen clips that I've never even seen before.
Yeah, you don't know who Kathy is.
No, I don't even know what any of that bull is. But man, Teresa still does.
Yeah.
Teresa is going to take that to the Teresa will hold the grudge forever.
Especially if she can use it as a tool.
Oh, yeah.
So, Teresa, why is what you did different than Margaret bringing up Bill's affair? And Teresa's like, well, I apologized for it, didn't I?
Didn't I?
And then Jackie's like, yeah, but then the moment you did, you and Jennifer got into coots looking up more dirt.
Yeah.
So, apology negated. And then there's a lot of name calling.
Fights across from the couch.
Yeah, Jennifer says that she's weak. Jackie's like, I'm strong. You've been crying. Wait, you cried all season
I mean,
long.
and you know what's funny is Teresa says, well, Jackie cried all season, saying it as like an insult, like you're weak, when the person sitting next to her was just yelling at Dolores for saying, I'm not weak because I cry. So why isn't Jennifer leaning over to Teresa and be like, hey, who cares if she cries? It's the same situation with me. But
yeah.
No, she's going to follow Teresa because she's terrified of her.
And it's a stage full of hypocrites, mostly.
Oh, my goodness.
But Teresa and Jennifer are kind of on an island of their own here. But Jennifer is not going to be friends with Dolores. And again, that was really surprising to me. The men arrive on set, but not yet on stage, and we immediately go to Teresa's love bubble. According to Teresa, Louis didn't sign up for all of this.
He just got in a relationship with Teresa Giudice. Well, yeah. Well, it's a show about your life, so you do have to sign stuff, and you have to sit there and get mic'd up. Like, we know what it's like.
And
so it's not something new or something that sprung onto him. He knew what he was doing. He could have chosen not to be on the show.
Well, he certainly didn't sign up for Margaret to intentionally try to ruin his life.
Because she's just chastising him.
And Andy reminds
Trying to hurt
Teresa,
him.
like, hey, last season this stuff was out.
Even Andy's like, even I brought this up at the last reunion.
Yes.
It's not like Margaret brought all this up. But then, of course, Teresa's like, yeah, but since then, every time we got together, something new came out. So it has to be Margaret.
No, it has to be that Louis got more notoriety and people came out of the woodworks.
Exactly. Thank you.
It's not that confusing.
It's not that.
Teresa, and then it turns to Teresa talking about how she's so in love with Louis that it made her realize that she didn't love Joe when they got married. And I thought that was cringy.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
She used to talk about how awesome he was for seasons and seasons and seasons.
She just talks. It doesn't have any
to...
meaning to it.
No, you're right. But for her to say that she didn't really love Joe when they got married, that's not true.
Her kids don't want to hear that either.
And it's just not true.
Did I stutter?
But how is it living with the men in the house? Well, it's not so great for Gia and Melania because they like to walk around naked. I bet you they were
mortified.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Mortified.
Like, Mom, you just said we walk around naked in our house.
Especially Melania's still in high school.
Y'all, you can't. They don't walk around naked in the house with each other in it. I definitely know that.
Well, they don't do it with the boys there now. That's for sure. Teresa is not going to talk about the prenup anymore. I don't know if that means that they're going to do it now, if she's changed her mind.
I think she doesn't even want to think about it at all. And Louis probably like, oh, perfect. Yeah, this is going to be perfect. Because as soon as I get her, I'm going to like ruin her life and take all of her money.
Well, but he has more than she does.
Well, that's probably how he got all of his money.
All right, from other women.
Yeah.
Teresa had an engagement party and Dolores wasn't invited.
Didn't invite most of the ladies.
This is
she only wanted couples there. Like, what bull?
Well, actually, she admitted on another podcast recently that the real reason is because Dina Manzo, who you don't know, but she was in earlier seasons, she is sisters with Caroline Manzo, who was also in earlier seasons. Dina and her sister Caroline are enemies in real life, and Dolores is friends with Caroline. Dina is best friends with Teresa. Dina was going to be there, so Dolores couldn't be there also.
Oh, okay. Oh, whatever.
So she kind of chose her lifelong.
So she lies. She lies again.
Yeah. She's admitted it recently on the other podcast. Melissa is not a bridesmaid, which would have been okay if all of Louis' sisters were going to be
It's ridiculous. This whole part where Teresa's trying to justify her being best friends, family life, kind of with these women that she has barely known for over a year, compared to Melissa, who has been her sister-in-law for 20 years, and have gone through everything, have been on a show together, have gone through everything. And Teresa's just like, oh, none of that means anything, because I've never felt close to her, no matter what she has done, no matter how much I have chastised her and hurt her, no matter what she has done in this, we are still not close. And it's like, you know what? Done. I'm done. Teresa, bye. You're not invited to any family stuff anymore. I'm done.
And Teresa claims that she didn't know anything about the seating arrangement at her own engagement party. Please. Teresa, no one's believing
Nobody
anything.
believes anything you're saying.
Especially that you care about anyone other than yourself.
100%.
I mean, a narcissist wearing mirrors. That is
my
ironic.
Goodness. Yes. That just shows who she is.
That's ironic. Teresa says, well, Melissa, you wouldn't have me if the roles were reversed. And Melissa's like, not only would I, but I did.
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, well, yeah, that's right. But I was 10 months pregnant. What kind of sister does that?
A good sister-in-law would have waited.
And even Andy's like, whoa, wait. So you're saying that you, Teresa Giudice, 10 months pregnant, wanted them to halt their wedding for a couple months until after you gave birth and felt more willing to be able to look better as a bridesmaid.
And I love that you're giving her 10 months pregnancy, so she's pregnant for an extra month. Pregnancy's only last month.
Did I say that?
My uterus hurt.
You said it twice. I was like, she was so pregnant that she carried this baby an extra month. How dare Melissa not think to wait even an extra month for that extra month that Teresa was going to carry that baby?
10 months. I don't know where I got 10 months from.
I carried that baby for 10 full months, and Melissa should have waited.
Didn't she say 10 months?
Women are only pregnant for 9 months.
I know, but didn't she say I was like 10 months pregnant?
I have 9 months down.
Oh, for some reason, I thought she said I was 10 months pregnant. Okay.
I wish she would have, though. I totally wish
I swear she did, and that's where I came up with the 10. I know that it's 9 months, but I just thought she said 10.
That is hysterical.
Oh, my goodness.
So Joe Gorga comes out, and Joe tries so hard through this whole segment to really keep his cool.
Yeah, he's trying not to flip out. He's trying to be reasonable.
I don't want to be mad at you. I want to talk about this.
But I want you to tell I want to say how I feel.
And he tries to kind of reason with Teresa why it's not right for Melissa. He's like, what if I invited everyone but Louis to be in my party? How would you feel about that?
Oh, no, I'd be fine. Teresa's like, I'll be fine.
He's like, well, I wouldn't do it because it would hurt your feelings above Louis.
Mm-hmm.
And Teresa, it doesn't really matter what you say to Teresa. I mean, even if you say something that makes sense, she's going to come back with you. Oh, well, you're right and I'm wrong. I'm always wrong. I'm the one who's always wrong. So it doesn't really matter when you even do prove her wrong, that she's just going to deflect to that, even like, kind of like a child would. Teresa's like, and Louis calls Joe all the time. Joe won't give him the time of day. And Melissa's like, Louis only calls to talk about the show.
Yeah.
So don't even try that he's trying to bring up a relationship.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
And then again, Teresa brings up stuff from like 100 years ago. And it goes back and forth between Teresa, Joe, Melissa. Jennifer Aiden jumps in. But Jennifer Aiden, this is one time when she's productive jumping in. She's like, can I just explain that Teresa feels that since she's had such contention with Margaret, and since she feels that Margaret has been trying to ruin her life, that she feels betrayed that you're such close friends with Margaret.
But that's not even how she feels. Teresa's just crazy.
And Andy's like, well, it's funny, Teresa, that you would say that Melissa never has your back. Let me ask you this viewer question. You always say that Melissa doesn't have your back, but give us one example of when you have Melissa's back.
Ooh.
I mean, let's roll tape. I mean, I can't remember. Can you guys help me? I'm trying to remember. When did I have her back? I mean, there was like, whoa.
And Teresa's speechless.
She stutters. Well, roll the tapes. Like, roll the film.
You guys help me out.
There's got to be a ton of it out there.
She says, you guys help me out.
I know. Like, I just can't remember right now. It's
but
like,
she
please,
gets
Teresa.
saved by the blackout.
That was devil's work.
That was her witchcraft there. That was witchcraft right there. Gave her a few seconds to think of the time at Jennifer Aiden's when she did actually back Melissa up.
But she still spent the night at Jennifer's house.
Right, so it
doesn't mean
matter.
anything.
It doesn't really matter. Joe reminds Teresa that Jennifer called him a crook.
Mm-hmm.
And Jennifer says, well, it came from Margaret. And Margaret's like, wait a minute.
What?
Why does it always keep coming back to me? Margaret's like, Jennifer, you're high. You smoke weed all the time. And Teresa's like, yeah, people are smarter when they're high or something like that. We must be geniuses. I'm just kidding.
People are like more productive when they're high or something. It was stupid.
Then there's some talk of Joe versus the nieces and Joe versus Joe Giudice. Mm-hmm. But Joe Giudice talks about Joe Gorga in the press.
Yeah.
So what is
that?
I mean, there are so many double standards. It's hard to
even when it's called out right in her face, she still just denies it. It's so hard.
What if Margaret called Louis a little bitch boy? She was like, I wouldn't care.
What's wrong with being called a bitch boy?
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And Joe, since you get into all the stuff, you are a bitch boy.
Yeah. It's like, Teresa, you just said it's fine to be called a bitch boy, but then you just say it to your brother as an insult.
When you know good and well it's not fine with anybody.
Yeah.
You know good and well that no one in the world wants to be called that unless you're into that kink.
You know what? I just can't with Teresa. If I was like her brother, I'd been like, you know what? You just lost a brother and you're going to have to try to get me back.
Well, first, let me tell you what makes a man.
Oh, man.
First, let me tell you what makes a man, because I know what makes a man. I've been proving my manhood since the day I was 2 feet tall. First, let me tell you what makes a man. Then, let me tell you, I'm done. I'm quitting the show. I can't take it anymore. My sister is insane.
He's like, I love you. I'm done.
Be a sister.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy's like, no, Joe, don't quit. No.
Oh, no, Joe. Don't go.
So will Joe come back on the stage? I wonder if he'll come back when the other husbands come back.
Maybe.
I mean, it looks like he's going to be backstage with Teresa fussing around a little bit more. No more double standards.
I can't wait for the rest of it.
I can't either. This was one of the best first episodes of a
reunion.
And
it's all because of Teresa.
But you know what?
Still,
what would Teresa have if she didn't have conflict with Melissa and Joe? Everyone's like, Teresa is the Queen of New Jersey, and she is. Don't get me wrong. Teresa is the Queen of New Jersey. But everyone wants to get rid of Melissa and Joe so that I guess Teresa can shine or whatever.
Reign,
but
terror.
what what would Teresa have if she didn't have Melissa and Joe?
Yeah, she would find something. She would find something.
I mean, on Ultimate Girls Trip, I mean, she wasn't all that exciting. You know?
She was actually very pleasant on Ultimate Girls Trip, which was interesting. I liked that, Teresa.
Yeah, she was very sweet. So, who knows? Well, do us a solid and follow us on our social medias. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. We are The Real Housebears. On Twitter, we are Real Housebears. And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
We are also on YouTube, The Real Housebears Podcast, and you can also find us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star rating and a cute little review, and we will talk about you on air and make you so famous.
Housebears famous. Hashtag Housebears famous.
Ah, that's so cool.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
There you go. Are you ready to test?
Mm-hmm. Just had a sip of my beers, and I'm ready to test. Testing in the multi-universe.